bringing two people?
Hi, is it all right if my husband joins us? Perfect.
He's got to sit in the back, though,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And there's no seats. But if you're okay with that, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay. We've never met, really. I mean, I talked to you once, I think.
Yeah.
I'm Gino.
Hey, Mike, I met you. I film government meetings for the town.
Oh, yeah, you're the guy. Hey. That's cool. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Great, Charity. It's good to meet you.
You as well.
All right, great. How's your day going? This is a nice little spot.
Yeah. No, this is great. We love this. Day's great so far. Sundays are
do you rent?
fun
Or
family
you
day.
own?
No, this is ours.
Nice,
Yeah.
sweet little spot. Man, I've
Yeah.
never been down here. I love the trees.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. It's,
Okay, well, let's get right into it, okay?
all right.
All right, so why are you running?
I'm running because I wanna contribute to my community. I want to be a voice for our Nantucket. I want to make sure that everyone on the island is well represented, and I feel like I can be a part of that.
And so, had you been thinking about politics? Are you politically active?
I do my duty.
Yeah.
I would not consider myself to be a politician or for that to be like one of my life goals. But since moving to Nantucket, this is a unique community. I feel like I can't just live somewhere. I need to contribute. I need to participate, and I have the opportunity to do so. So, I knew that it was something that I eventually wanted to do.
You did.
After being here for probably within the first 6 months.
How long have you been here?
I've been here. This is our 4th year.
Okay.
So we're Wash Ashores, but that first town meeting that we ever attended and participated in had a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
I loved being able to participate and seeing how each of us could make a difference just in that setting. But I knew then that...
Where did you come from?
Originally, I was born and raised in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Born on the coast. My dad was in the Navy.
Okay.
And then I grew up in Raleigh.
Yeah, okay. How did you guys meet, the two of you?
We met in college in small town Iowa.
Okay.
And he grew up spending summers here, so he brought me for my first visit, and I thought it was beautiful, but it was also July.
Yeah.
So it was a little intense.
Yep. Different kind of crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Different crowd.
Then we went and visited the African Meeting House, and that kind of sealed the deal for me.
You're involved in that, right?
Well, I'm the former associate director of Nantucket operations for the Museum of African American History. So that was, when we went in there, we met Kamal. He, started teaching us some of this history that I had never heard before. I told Michael then, I was like, if we ever have the opportunity to come back here, sign me up.
Are you still involved?
As a supporter.
As a supporter, yeah.
But I resigned back in September.
Okay.
I knew that it was time to focus my energy on some other projects.
Okay.
But that.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm working part-time for a property management company. I'm also in the process of trying to build up my photography business.
Okay.
And
nice.
Lots of volunteer work.
Well, good for you. So, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions that I'm asking everyone. So, as far as experience, how do you feel about that? I mean, you've never really been in government, right? I've
been on the Affordable Housing Trust since last year.
Okay.
I feel like I've gained a ton of valuable experience there. But no, realistically, I still have a lot to learn, which is one of the reasons why my ability to reach out and build relationships with a variety of people, I think is going to be an asset there. I've already been in the process of meaning as many people around the town, whether they're officially involved in government or not, and starting to build those relationships. So whether or not I'm an expert on a particular issue, I'll know who to reach out to when I need some more information.
All right, let's go into some of those issues. So, Surfside Crossing, your
Yes.
views on that?
I am not a fan of the overdensity that project would bring. I was hoping that we'd be able to compromise, figure out a way that, I'm a big fan of sustainability. So there are ways that we can develop sustainably. But it requires balance, and I haven't seen that with that project.
So how would you handle this? As what do you think we should do?
We need to be more proactive.
Yeah, but are we going to just say you can't do it? I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
Right?
but I also feel like, with some of these issues, this in particular, while the select board is involved, some of these decisions are outside of our hands. So I know that's not like the popular answer, but I'm absolutely committed to working with all of the boards and committees that are directly involved to make sure that as we move forward, any projects that are not in the best interest of Nantucket, we're going to have to do whatever it takes to make sure that the projects that are being approved are in our best interest.
And so there's that new article that Tobias and Rick Atherton are putting up. What do you think of that? Do you think the town should get involved in buying properties and turning them into affordable housing?
Oh, right. One of the things that I really like about that article is the fact that it addresses the issue of density. When we're looking at scattered sites around the island, and ideally doing it in a way that it's not just, a random structure. We're talking about a group of structures. So as I've been saying this entire campaign, it's all about community, So when we're thinking about affordable housing, I'm thinking about homes, communities, So being able to develop in a way that addresses density, but also make sure that the quality of life that the people moving in, the quality of life that they're going to experience is high. So having that sort of community experience, neighborhood feel.
Don't you think we have that now?
But we need more of that.
We do.
Absolutely. So that's developments that address that.
Do we run the risk of building too many affordable?
No, at this point, when we're talking about affordable housing on Nantucket, what does that really mean? When you look at those numbers, no, it's not going to hurt real estate prices here. Also, when our workforce, when the people who make up the community that we love, because without the people here, Nantucket isn't Nantucket. If people don't have homes,
Well, listen, I've been here 30 years and people have been, the whole thing has been geared toward selling your house for as much money as possible.
Right.
And that usually means that a millionaire or a billionaire is going to buy it. And then you're cutting yourself off.
Right.
You're not going to, so at some point you got to say, I'm out. I got to live somewhere else. But affordable housing is really going to be for workers, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about people who service these folks.
They're part of the community.
Yeah, but
we're
they're working for the rich.
Not necessarily. I think that our community is pretty diverse in who's here and who is in need of affordable housing. We can talk about our teachers, our law enforcement, our emergency services, but also our makers, our artists, our writers, childcare workers. These are all people that are affected by the issue. So,
all right, let's move on. Should we sue Ermaticate?
I'm going to refer sewer to should we sewer Mattakit? You know, what do the people of Mattakit want? I'm going to have to do a bit more research on that before I...
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Being said, I can do my research.
Well,
I've been updating my website regularly, so
let's talk
I'll have an
about
answer.
sewering the island, though.
Yeah.
I mean, water quality is important.
Absolutely, it's incredibly important.
And that's one part of, you know, helping water quality.
Yes.
So, okay, so we'll let that one go. What are
I would love for, I'm currently, our property, we don't have sewer.
You don't,
but
right.
I would love.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. How do you feel about the landfill and your views on it and what we should do with it?
I mean, we need to reduce the amount, you know, of waste that we have, obviously. Other than that, I'm really interested in the possibility of the opportunity to use that space for more than one purpose. Thinking about solar and how that can be used out there is really exciting to me.
So, yep. And what about wind?
When?
You okay with that?
Yeah.
You know, we tried it out there. We tried to get a wind turbine, but the folks out there didn't want to look at it. So it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, renewable energy is something that we need to be actively looking at implementing on the island.
Okay. And then overall water quality, I think we touched on it, but how do you consider yourself an environmentalist, or would you ban fertilizers?
Yeah, there are absolutely alternatives to fertilizers. It's not necessary.
Yeah, we're you know, we haven't turned the corner yet as far as cleaning up the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, whether it's we're aware of the fact that this is a beautiful island, and for most communities we're pretty proud of how we deal with it, but there's so many other things that we could be doing.
Oh, absolutely. And fertilizer is one of those things that
in 50 years we're probably going to not have them. They're going to be completely banned because insects are dying, bees are dying,
right.
You know, plastic in the ocean. We just keep putting profit before what we know we need to be doing, you know?
Yeah.
So what about single-use plastic? How do you feel about banning it?
That's the direction that we need to be moving in.
Okay.
When we have better alternatives, there shouldn't be a question. We should start moving in that direction. Even if it's something that we can't necessarily do overnight, we need to be proactive in taking the steps necessary to phasing that out.
Okay. And our island home. Your views on what's going on out there. What should we do? Right. How do you feel about?
It's a pretty complicated issue. I, care about people that, have stances on both sides as far as, if we should stay there, if we should move it,
It would be very expensive. It's just one more expense.
I mean, it's going to be expensive
that we have to pay for.
That being said, we have to take care of our seniors. That's not a question. So making sure that our seniors can stay in their home, Nantucket, and have a high quality of life should be a major priority for us. I would like to make sure that all avenues have been exhausted with regards to the current location before we consider moving elsewhere. If there's any way that space can be salvaged and brought up to code and the residents have the quality of life that they deserve.
You're more in favor of seeing it stay there and fix it up there.
If if I'm presented with evidence that tells me that that's not an option, that that's not a possibility, then I'm open to modifying my stance there. But since being on the island, that's what I've experienced. I had the joy of spending time with Fran and her husband Al over there when I was working at the museum. She would spend time with me and teach me more history. In particular, Florence Higginbotham is one of my favorites, and so Fran would teach me about Florence, and we'd sit outside at our island home, and it was an incredible experience. And I feel like making sure that the residents have that as an option is important.
Are you in favor of universal health care?
I think that a healthy population is a productive population, just as a well-educated population.
I bring that up because if there was universal health care, most likely we would be universally taking care of of senior citizens.
Yeah.
Nursing homes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't tell me yes or no.
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm a fan of healthcare.
Okay, but healthcare and universal are two different things.
Universal healthcare.
Healthcare or
No,
universal? Government healthcare or profit healthcare, which we have now. I'm just curious about that.
I would have to say universal healthcare.
Okay. Traffic and the building boom that we've got, and the fact that we're building more than we seem to be focusing on traffic before we build the buildings. Is that going to become a problem? How do you feel about it?
My educational background is sustainable residential design and development, so I think that we have to take a holistic perspective when we're looking at development in general. So anything that we're going to be building, transportation, it should all be a part of the same conversation.
Okay. And there's two seats.
Yes.
Aside from your seat,
yes.
Who do you like?
Oh, come on. I like everyone. I'm actually really impressed with the people that have thrown their hats in, because it's another reason why I love Nantucket, and seeing so many other people that love Nantucket and want to contribute to their community. We've got so much talent. I think each of us brings different things to the table. So I'm excited to work with the current board and whoever else.
Okay, all right. And anything else you want to say to the voters out there?
Vote for Charity Grace Mofsen, a voice for our Nantucket, April 9th. It's all about community.
Fantastic. Thank you, Charity.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
You as well. Enjoy the rest
Hope
of your
this wasn't
Sunday.
too, I hope it didn't
It's a little
hit you
intense
too
for
hard.
a Sunday morning, but
It's
family
when you
day.
go for a ride with Gino, man, you don't know what you're going to get.
Now I know.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, buddy. We'll see you there. We'll see you
care.
over at the selectmen's.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
You got it. Thanks, man. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Yep.